Hi everyone, just wanted to give you a follow-up video and show you some of the data processing that we needed to do for the Gordon River project. We started out by bringing the raw data into HYPACK. From here we can use a single beam editor to tidy up our depth soundings and get a bit of a better report. So what we've got here, this is a single beam editor. You can see I've got a spreadsheet here that shows my raw depths, corrected depths, tide corrections, GPS accuracy, and a lot of other information. You can see that here what I'm doing is the red line indicates one of our frequencies and the blue line indicates the other frequency. So we've got both low frequency and a high frequency unit. So we've sort of got a bit of a double check so we can compare the two frequencies and make sure that we're getting the same readings. What you can see here is in this particular sounding, there's a lot of surface bounce back, so there's a lot of false readings. So what we can do is we can set up some rules so that we can clean those false readings out so that we get a true picture of what happened. So we've got some filters set up that we can use to give us a much cleaner line and get rid of those false readings. We think a lot of them are coming from the tannins that were in the water because the tannin levels were so high. Once we've finished in HYPACK, then we export that file out into something we can use in TerraModel or AutoCAD. Another little program we use as a double check is ReefMaster, which just gives us a bit of an overview of what we've done. What it also lets us do is actually replay the sonar logs and have a look at tree structures and tag anything that we might have missed. So make sure that we haven't missed a tree that was really close to the surface and thought it was a false surface reading. So we can sort of geotag those locations and make sure that they're not missed. We can also look at vegetation information as well and look at the feedback that we're getting from the depth sounder and see if we're over weed or sand or rock. We can also replay side scan log. So you can see here this is a section up near Sir John Falls. And you can see here we've just hit a patch of trees on the bottom, and you can see here in the water column this one's standing up. So that's really good for us to get an idea of what's happening. We can also use this to do measurements, so we can get an idea of how big objects are and collect that information as well. Once we've finished in here, then I've brought this particular data into TerraModel. I've overlaid a Google Earth map image, and you can see this is near the Sir John Falls, and you can see our tracks through there. So what we can do from there, we can actually then visualize that. So this is a visualizer. So we've put a relief model over there, and so the yellow here represents the actual bottom, and the blue represents the terrain. We can have a look at that in a wireframe also. You can sort of start to see some of the point densities that we're achieving to get a really accurate model of the bottom. We'll then take this data and then produce actual marine charts from it and some paper plots. You can see quite a big rock in the bottom there. Oh, I hope that gives you guys a bit of an idea of what we do and how we process the data. And yeah, see you next time.